Good morning, traders. It's Peter Thompson, Senior Mentor of 1 Billion Signal, sponsored by Merit Forex. Nothing much since the beginning of the week as major economic events. We got CPI yesterday in the Eurozone, 0.9% compared to the previous year, minus 0.3, which was pretty normal. To see a slight growth of the consumer price index, the inflation in European zone, climate count change, green for the GBP average earning index, green for the Great British Pound, consumer confidence green for US, which is a little bit surprising, to be honest with you. What kind of consumer confidence you can see in such a like an environment? I don't know, but anyway, Federal Reserve Chairman actually yesterday Powell gave testified they are planning even to continue printing money and buying government bonds with the money. So it's very important to understand that in my opinion, Federal Reserve is going to push the US dollar even further down in the future. So Wednesday we have interest rate decision. This morning New Zealand, they kept the same interest rate. We're gonna take a look New Zealand dollar against the US in about a minute. Same interest rate decision from a New Zealand Federal Reserve Chairman, again going to testify 3 p.m. GMT. New home sales 3 p.m. and crude oil inventories 3:30 p.m. today. Tomorrow, Thursday, we can see core durable good orders report for US dollar, gross domestic product 1:30 p.m. All these reports are 1:30 p.m. GMT. Initial jobless claims same time. Important event of the labor market and pending home sales 3 p.m. GMT. And Friday, only one event: US federal budget. Very rare, and I wouldn't say super important event, but still it's something that gives us a clue about the US economy. Let's take a look what's going on the charts. Euro right now is trying to push lower away from the resistance. 1.2191 is our resistance, and as you can see, the price is struggling breaking out higher, but I mean, considering the Federal Reserve policy pushing the dollar down, we definitely can see Euro 1.2353 here to the top, reaching the next resistance level. Slight decline before that is pretty normal. Just it's very important right now how the price is going to react around the resistance. It's not impossible to see 1.2051, of course, but it's pretty unlikely. GBP USD, what do we have on the Great British Pound? As you can see, skyrocketing. You know, we do expect correction to the downside of the Great British Pound because we haven't had such for quite some time, and this is actually creating an environment for future correction. So Great British Pound, I'm not touching GBP for now. I'm just waiting to see better price on the GBP, slight correction to the downside, and then buy opportunity, completely buy opportunity on the Great British Pound. No question about it. Australian US broken the resistance level, continuation to the upside, 120 pips away from the resistance, and exactly the same case like the Great British Pound. We do expect correction to the downside then, we've been waiting to buy on better price. Australian US is definitely a very clear opportunity. It will be very clear opportunity as the chart and the trend is very clear to the upside. New Zealand US, we got the interest rate, nothing very different than the Australian dollar. We saw the New Zealand today 70, 50, 60, 70 pips pushing to the upside because of the interest rate. Nothing much, nothing super important. Still pretty close to the support level. Very important how the price is going to react around this level, but definitely wouldn't take right now buy trades on the New Zealand US. We saw 2 days ago on Monday how the New Zealand here is pushing down, but that's what I told you guys. Be careful, it's very important how the price is going to close, because if we see closing below the resistance level, definitely we can see further push to the downside, but obviously closed above it, and so such a continuation is pretty normal. Going to the crude oil. Crude is trying to push lower, obviously reach some resistance level. For you guys who would like to short this one, definitely it's not going to be a good idea if you don't have solid experience, because there are a couple of things that you have to take into consideration. First of all, it's the uptrend. We very rarely shorting against such an uptrend, but crude is having very low demand. So I repeated that a few times, I'm going to repeat it again. Crude oil right now has been pushed by the very weak US dollar and the supply cuts. very very important. This is absolutely not based on the demand. If we like convert this into the demand chart of crude oil, the demand is going to be up because obviously they started traveling against little by little, but it's definitely not going to be such a chart. So it's very very important to understand what's the crude oil growth based on. So we can see at the moment correction to the downside, careful by taking buy trades on the crude. Following this logic, USD Canadian exactly the same, dropping down, very strong downtrend. We don't have correction for the last couple of days, so we do expect such 1.2688 pretty possible to reach this level, even further up 1.2836. So let's see in the upcoming days what's gonna happen, but USD Canadian, I'm not touching the sell button yet. USD Swiss, now this is interesting. We're in a very very strong downtrend. The price is pushing up. This is because of the American indices. They are dropping down significantly the last couple of days. S&P 500, Dow Jones, Nasdaq. So this decline of the US indices is pushing actually the USD Swiss going up. US dollar just taking step back away from this weakness here that we see, and I think very soon we're gonna get back on track. But the USD Swiss is completely, I'm looking for short opportunities on the USD Swiss. In USD Japan, one of my favorite currency pairs, as you know that, still struggling to break down. We've seen that many times, we're seeing it again. As you can see, correction to the upside. Some people, again, I'm repeating, asking me, is this an uptrend? Yes, according to the rules, it's considered as an uptrend, but the US dollar is very weak these days, and I think Federal Reserve is going to make it even weaker. So careful by taking USD Japan buy trades, guys, because this is something that in the long term is going to go down, in my opinion. So thank you very much for watching. Of course, share us and like us on the social medias, comments below, thumbs up on below the video. Of course, if you have any questions, you know how to reach me. Have a very profitable week and expect my new video on Monday. Good luck.